Good morning, New Eden! Today is March 5th, 2023, and this is the Federation Frontline Report. I'm your host, Frozen Fallout, and my co-host is Night Flyer.
Good morning, everybody, and thanks for coming to the show. So, Frozen, how has Spaceman treating you last week?
Alright, well, so take two of this. Let's just get this out of the way. We've been muted ourselves for the past, 5 minutes. So maybe even a little bit more than that. So we're going to do a take two on this. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. And how has Space been treating me? Really well, actually. Getting a lot of good fights in Onasikin and in Negamenon. That's the two war fronts that we as a alliance are kind of focusing on. Right now you can kind of see that Onasikin is about to fall. It is at 92.6%, and Negamenon has just fallen. We've also lost the station, the Astor House that was inside of Negamenon, which was really helping with the war effort. But the civil war has ended between the network, X-Meta, and Aderon Robotics versus Tissue. So there's a post out there that is talking about Tissue's side of the story on all of this. And so basically Tissue's side of the story is that they came to Galente Militia. They were just going to be looking for some fun and probably leaving after a couple of weeks like they did with the Mimitar. And that they had a diplomat that almost got AWOXed or did get AWOXed by the X-Meta. So, and during this time, or just after this time, they also tried getting into Calmil comms, which is kind of run by the Hungry to a certain degree at this point, and Sedition, I believe, to a certain degree. But there's only a few kind of heads up. I think Aderon is involved in it too. And so they were denied access to Calmil comms. And they also stated that there was a lot of good fighting in the beginning, that they felt really good about the war. They feel that they have the winning numbers on kills and stuff like that. And then they also have stated that there's a talk out there about how Snuff came in to save their structures, and being part of the network as a line member. Nightflyer, what can you tell us is being talked about? Is any of that true, or do you have any kind of insight into what they're talking about?
How do I best answer that? Okay, so let's just start at the top. The AWOXing. There was talk about that in the beginning. We talked about Alec, and none of us were aware of the specifics of that. So it was just kind of conjecture. And again, it wasn't anybody directly related with the network, specifically Noir or Hungry. So, the powers that be weren't aware of all this, and none of it was ever brought up to, upper management. So no one even... There was no communication there. So could it have happened? Absolutely. It's a war game. People shoot ships all the time. So that's possible. As far as comms go, I don't know that there was any legitimate effort to try to keep anybody out of comms that legitimately belong there. I know that the mechanic of getting approval to get into comms is glitchy, and if you can't get through seat to do it, we've had guys within the network that had trouble on their own getting into that. So whether it was intentional or a mechanic, again, I'm not doubting it happened. I just don't think it was the intent of anybody to keep an ally out of communication. As far as the war effort goes, yeah, I'd have to say it's kind of hard to say that we're winning a lot of those battles. uh, they were dropping 26 Vargers on us, and when you're in a Typhoon fleet, uh, you're not going to compete. The only way to go up against 26 Vargers is to bring 30 Vargers or more with backups. So, and we're not in a position to do that. We still have a lot of new players that can't get into those ships, and we don't have the ships. As far as I know, the network or any other of the Calmil organizations don't have handouts. Uh, of those ships to put out. It would be great. It'd be great if we could get 50 guys into Varkers and do stuff, but we can't. So yeah, it was um, some rough fights. But even though we were in the Typhoon fleet, I thought the pilots actually did a very good job, and the losses should have been a lot more. So as far as the actual fighting goes, I think we probably did a better job, but when you start looking at the kills and the ISK issue, yeah, we lost those fights. And this issue with snuff, this has come up a few times. And again, it's nothing any of the line members have ever been privy to. Alec has flat out denied it, and I'm going to trust him and believe him. And knowing what I know of snuff in my 3 years in the game, I can't see anybody handing them money. And even if you did, I don't know that I would trust them to go as long as with whatever agreements you have. I mean, they drop on people and they kill stuff. That's what snuff does. As we say, I love snuff, but fuck snuff because of that. They're the third party you have to watch out for when you are doing these defenses. If you bring out too big of blingy stuff, they're gonna drop on you, and it's what they do. So again, could it be happening? Sure, I guess. I don't know who's paying them the 30 billion or whatever is getting kicked around on Reddit, but it's not me. I don't have that kind of cash, and it's not going to be the other powers that be. And again, I don't foresee Alec ever doing that. It just doesn't seem like his gameplay. But again, I'm not going to speak for them. If that's the decision they made as the leadership, it's their corpse, and they can do what they want.
Yeah, it's an interesting, civil war that kind of happened. It's over now. It's moved on. Regardless of why or what happened, it's over. So hopefully we can refocus our efforts on Onasikin and Nagamenon. And it looks like the North is fallen. It doesn't look like Sedition. Yeah. I haven't had any direct talks with Sedition, but it doesn't look like Sedition is going to be able to, at the very least, hold the North like they were the West, Northwest, basically.
No, there's talk of Sedition pulling out of faction warfare. Have you heard that? Or
that's what I've heard some whispers about that, just kind of things that I've come across, and that they're going to be heading out to 0.0. I've also heard that Test is doing some more 0.0 stuff as well, and that they're they're still in faction warfare, but they have some goals and concepts about wanting to go back to 0.0 and having an empire. And that's something that I find kind of interesting. It would be nice if we could, in faction warfare, kind of more upgrade our space, or the more space that we owned allowed us to do other kind of special, space building kind of stuff. With this headquarters that's going up, and the slingshot thingy, that ship slinger, that they're more and more we're playing Stellaris, I feel like, and it would be nice if we could build some of the mega structures that
that would be cool. But my big hope is with the end of this civil war that we can start concentrating on a war effort instead of fighting this 3-front war. And then when they do start coming out with these objectives for whatever is new, I don't know how much Calmil is going to be involved in that, since we didn't meet our last objective, because now they're fighting for like technology or information or something, and apparently, we didn't do it, so what do we have? And now there's the shakeup too of with the lore, where they're kind of looking at fragmenting the factions, so kind of how Calmil and Mimitar are kind of like
at odds
friendly
with
to one another. Yeah. So now,
now
I think they're pulling that out. So I think
Right.
it's going to be 1-on-3 is going to be the meta now. It's not going to be.
I think that would be a lot cooler, to be honest. If it was, if all it's 1-on-3, but everybody is 1-on-3. You know,
Right,
it's just a 4-way, slugfest between us, because there has been in-game fracturing of relations between Mimitar and the Galente for sure. The AWOXing has gotten way worse than it's ever been before. It's always been a mechanic that you could AWOX the other militia, but it's hard to identify them as the other militia unless unless you
happen to know them.
So you're gonna get jumped, and that has also hurt some solo play, because you don't know if your ally that's coming in on you is actually an ally or not. So I think that it would be better if just everybody starts punching everybody, and then your war zone is your war zone. You keep over to you, because no more Amar or Mimitar coming over to the other war zone and helping in that regard. And then I think we see it right now, is that there's a bunch of people that are alliances in Galente right now that are fighting in Mimitar war zone and are actually Mimitar, and the only thing I can think of is LP store reasons why they wanted to switch over, which I don't quite understand that, unless they really have a need to build a bunch of Navy Moroses for some reason.
Potentially, yeah. But I'm wondering if that'll kind of help expand this map. I mean, are you going to have, because now you pull up either the Keldari Galente map or the Amar Mimitar map, and I wonder if all 4 will be combined on the same thing. And will that mean Mimitar can take over Galente space, and can Galente take over Amar space?
Right.
That would be an interesting mechanic. I mean, if this works into that, I think it'd be pretty neat. But yeah, we'll see. Unless everybody gangs up on us, and then I hate that mechanic at all. I shouldn't do it. So, but have a lot of targets. Should be nice.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited for any kind of more development that CCP brings to the Warzone. I'm interested to see what this new campaign is. And kind of talking about that too real quick, is that I've been having some more ideas about wanting to kind of role play up the Federation frontline. There's some frown on the community in EVE against role playing to a certain degree, but I feel like there's faction warfare is kind of an area that you can kind of have a little bit of fun with it.
Well, as long as we're not putting on costumes and stuff. I mean,
no, I think
we start going into LARPing. I think we may have gone too far.
No, but, it'll be a lot of fun going to FanFest and meeting you guys in life. But I think that'll be about the closest that we'll get to a LARP is going to FanFest. As we're probably going to be calling each other by our in-game names.
Yeah, I think we do. Even in Vegas, I think most of us were using game names.
So
there's still people that, especially at the meetups, that still want to keep their real life away from the game. So
yeah,
and that's fine. I don't have an issue with that.
But yeah, I was thinking more along the lines of putting out propaganda, memes, and just being more of a propaganda, news outlet. We've been kind of trying to play the fair and balanced kind of stuff, and we've been keeping things kind of simple for the Federation Frontline report here. But there might be some changes coming in the future where we might be a little bit more of we might have a little bit more fun with
maybe pull some pages out of the Matani book and we'll become our leaders of smug on this stream.
Right, yeah, there could be some we have some things in the works that I'll be revealing more and more as we
All right.
release stuff here. So we do have some other things to talk about, though.
Yep.
We've got the Plex for Good.
Yeah, the campaign to raise some money for the earthquake victims over in Turkey. Yeah. And I just want to give a big shout out to CCP Convict, who donated a Scorpion Ishcone watch skin. We'll kind of get into a little bit more in that in a second. And the buyer of that, another shout out to Shakhtar, who paid 57 billion with a B ISK. So that's the equivalent of 11,400 in Plex. So, thanks to both of them. But
Solid.
For those of you not familiar with the Scorpion skin, it's not a skin as we know it now that gets put on a ship. It's an actual ship that back in, because this goes back to what, 2006-ish?
Yeah, I think so.
Or maybe a little before. But these were things that used to get handed out by CCP to players who did achievements, or to like programmers and stuff that had done something for the organization for the good of CCP. And it's my understanding that it was this skin, or this specific giveaway, that kind of led to the making of the CSM, because people were giving them to their friends and friends of friends, or their things. So it kind of rang up a whole stank of
and that in the T20.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of how they started to discover that stuff, though.
Yeah, so it just kind of opened the can of worms that went into it. So it's a fantastic skin ship. It's neat to fly. Again, 57 bill. I don't know if anybody can undock that, but definitely a keepsake, not just as a collector, but the history that goes behind the skin, I think is pretty awesome. So
well, once you apply the skin, it's permanent, right? Or is it just a one-time use?
Yeah, it goes with the ship. The ship and skin go together. It's not a you can't take it off. It's again, it's an old mechanic that you bought the ship that had the skin on it or something. So
interesting.
Yeah, so that's interesting. And I don't even know if they have an accurate count of how many of these are still in game. And again, I don't think anybody would ever fly them, but because I gave them away, and how many of those people from 2006 are still like playing. So not only did some lost, some are just in players' hangars that their characters are lost to time. So they're out of play for all sakes and purposes.
Oh, and then Z-Drone does say, "Down with the squids, and the only good squid is a calamari." So
battered and deep fried. You bet.
That's the best way to be served. So, and then we have the audio or assist with audio test on March 6th, which is tomorrow at 1700 Eve time. And I don't know anything about this. What do you know about this audio test?
Well, same as you. I was shocked to hear that we had audio in game, but apparently maybe it's a new thing they're adding.
New feature.
A new feature they're going to add is audio to this game. So, but they're looking to enhance that a bit. So anybody who would like to take part in that, if you go into the Eve login screen, there should be one of the three things that pops up. They'll teach you how to do that. I'm sure they'll be on the test server, and they're going to want you guys to go in and make some noise so that they can check the sounds and work out the new things that they're trying to come up with. But again, anything to improve the game, I'm a full supporter of. So
yeah, interesting. We'll have to see what the results of that are. Maybe it's also reducing lag with audio on, because everybody says, like we all say, what Eve has as audio. And maybe if they can reduce the amount of lag that can create in the like hardware, not just lag, and really it's much more of just like the pull on resources in your hardware. So we'll see how that goes. Then we've got the skill event that's currently going on. So there's some kind of pixel art that's going to be created out of the portraits of all of the characters that participate inside of the skill event.
Yeah, and I don't have full facts on this either. I don't know how much you've read on it, but Apparently, if you complete some of the skill events that they have, you have to do 3 within this 20-day period, from what it sounds like, and then you can have your portrait up on this wall. The current skilling spree, there's 3 different things that all have to do with taking part of the Abyss, which could be interesting. Like I said, I'm not a big Abyss player. I've done a little bit of it, but
Yeah, same here.
if this is something I have to do to get my face up on the board, I was actually kind of looking to do that. Maybe get some filaments and go out and see if I can kill 10 drones or take down a sleeper ship. I don't know. So, but they should be mixing it up. Right now it's Abyss, but it looks like they will be doing one for either mining and manufacturing, and then something for PvP throughout the rest of the month. So again, the information's on the login screen for Eve. Take a look if it's something you're interested in. But they will display this mural with all the faces at FanFest, I believe, is the thing. They'll unveil it there. So that'll be cool. We'll be able to see it live.
Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and start doing a little bit of a deep dive here into the Caldari. Let's take a look at our enemy. So Nightflyer has up the kill board here. So this is Z-Kill. Kind of just do like a little bit of overview on a couple of things. So we've got the Caldari state is who we are looking at right now. They have, it looks like about 1,109 characters. Can you click on kills real quick, right next to overview? Yep, or that next to. Okay, so this makes more sense here. So, oh no, that's right. The losses, but no kills. So it's the people who, the other one, the 1,800 or whatever, was what it is when you include people who have lost a ship that have never got on a kill.
Yeah.
And so just actually out there killing is about 688 different characters that have participated in PvP action inside of the Caldari state. So the first thing we're going to do is kind of just take a look at the top 10 people. And so I'm going to bring you through Unreal Blight is our first character at 189 kills for the last 7 days. We have, looks like a character that belongs to the Dreadit Corporation. We have an alliance of Test Alliance, Please Ignore. So this is a test guy. He is at the top of the kill board, and one of the things we kind of noticed right away is that it looks like a lot of these are in 0.0 actually. And there is talk about how Test might be going out to 0.0, Sedition might be going out to 0.0. And this is kind of a confirmation. There's a lot of killing of Fraternity that's happening on this guy's board right now. Looks like he's been favoring the Eagle, the Harpy, the Hyena, the Caracal, the Manicore, a Svipple, and a Retribution to just one Retribution kill. But really, the Eagle at 84, a Harpy, and a Hyena. Harpy at 67 kills for him, Hyena 24. But all of these, what region is it? Go into the like OTAC B, YOY. So he's got 35 kills there. Where is that? Pure Blind. So they are up north. It's like fighting with Fraternity.
That sounds about right.
Or against Fraternity. All right, let's go back here. What do we got for number 2 tonight, Ryder?
Oh, we got Sticky Sticks 150. This guy's I'm familiar with because he has been in Naga a lot lately. And all right, so Sticky Sticks with
or what's his corporation?
Oh, let's start with that. Okay, Revenant Defense Corporation. He's part of the Ishku Rada Enforcement Directive. And he's got 150 kills. Top Ship, Executor Navy issue, which is what I think he killed me with. Here, let's see if I can find it. Trying to see when that was. Yeah, he recently killed me too. So, Steamy Nicks. Oh, there's Uncle.
Yeah, it
Of
looks
course,
like he's been
Jared.
in Negamenon quite a bit there.
Yeah, he's been pushing a lot with this. It looks like he was in Essence today, but he's been in Naga for most of
Yeah, Hazmajala, a little
and
bit of
Devon.
Devon.
Yeah. He's been chasing us around there for the last week at least. While they were trying to flip it. So,
All right, let's go
yeah.
to number 3. Third place for top 10 here. 3 Brand has 132 kills. He is part of the Caldari Colonel Defense Ministry. Or Colonial. Bleh. Caldari Colonial Defense Ministry. And part of the Tempest CALSF.
Yeah. Kelsif.
Tempest Kelsif.
Mm-hmm. They're kind of who got us into faction warfare is the network. So, thanks, guys. But yeah, 3 Brand.
Yeah, so we've got Caracal, Stabber, Raptor, Drake
Raper,
Navy. Yeah, Drake Navy issue are pretty standard. You know, the Thrasher, a little bit of the Merlin out there, 7 Merlin kills, a little bit of Caldari Hookbill, but a lot of Caracal. Caracal and Stabber. Caracal at 36. That is actually a pretty solid ship. Really good for faction warfare. Really cheap, and can get you. Especially, it looks like he has, you know, like 10, 14, 18 people on his kills. So you can kind of see that this is a group mentality kind of individual being out there in fleet.
Yeah, he flies with sticky sticks a lot. So you can say, oh, here's Sully. He killed Sully.
No, Sully!
Yeah, so he's out in the Devon fleet at Naga area.
Yeah,
so
Negamenon, he's got 69 kills. Devon, he's got 19. Suzeraento, 16. So yeah, definitely Hazmajala, 12. Makes sense. Yep, right up on the war zone. So a man who is fighting on the front lines for the Caldari, hanging out in fleets, getting a couple solos here and there. You know,
he's fun to go up against. Him and Bostikiki, they said last couple of weeks we've been fighting with them. They're good pilots. They're fun to play. Oh, and he was involved in Esrothi's loss of his Kronos. So.
Oh man, 1.54 billion in the last 7 days.
That was
it's a rough hit. All right, let's. What are we at? Number 4.
Number 4 is Jorex Dakara with 124 kills, and he is with the Revenant Defense Corporation, which is also part of the Eshu Kratata Enforcement Directive. Now, this is something that jumps out at me: is security status of 4.22 in the positive. Not used to seeing that among top killers.
Yeah, right? That is. He's going after the Galente. That's all that he shoots. Crazy! Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why would you shoot everybody?
He's big in the southeast over here in the Devon, Nagaman, and fleet.
Ooh, he's flying the Federation Navy Comet. Looks like top 27 of his kills. An Osprey Navy issue, 13.
Oh, and he was in on Sully's kill the other day.
Oh,
sorry, Sully. Oh, he's sleeping. He's not even gonna hear me anyway. He's still got a couple hours before he wakes up. So, being from the land down under. Yeah, so he's got the Comet 27, Osprey, Brutix making a pop, nice. Harpy, Cormorant. I said in Nagamanon because they were really pushing that one. 56 kills over there, 25 in Devon, 20 in Hazmajala. Oh, and one popped up in Tama. I didn't know anyone was still fighting in Tama. I thought people stopped doing that.
Not a lot of fighting going on in Tama anymore. But,
nah.
I just ignore the system. I don't even fear going through it anymore.
Yeah, right? How weird is that? See, and that's Snuff, going right back to Snuff. That's all they're doing.
All right, let's move on to top number 5. Out of the top 10 is Wide with a solid 110 kills in the last 7 days, part of Dreaded Test Alliance. Please ignore And looks like more 0.0. Yeah, so we've got really just an eagle that he's been flying around. 103 kills with that. Got 6 kills with the zealot, and all of it in 0.0 systems at pure blind area. And it looks like a bunch of fraternity murder solo, a lot of soloing. What the hell? Okay. No. Wait a minute, how did he kill all of those people solo? Go look at like scroll down. What is that? All of those people. There was a bunch of 100. Never mind.
Yeah,
wow, my eyes. I'm sorry. These are 100 plus fleet people that they're large fleets that they're flying. All right, let's move on. And so that's once another kind of idea that some of these people in faction warfare are not fighting in faction warfare.
And it's probably going to be the same thing. We got Caxi, with a K, Caxi. And he's a dreaded with test lines, please ignore. And
yeah,
again, it's going to be Eagle, Harpy, Ferox, those big brawler fleets, and he's going to be up in pure blind. Yeah.
So there is a new war that's brewing up in the north right now. There is the Goon Swarm is deploying. So it's like Fraternity versus Goon Swarm. Kind of fight that's going to be going on, and it looks like the Galente.
Did you get any notes from Did you hear any notes from their fireside from yesterday?
I did. I read about what people commented regarding it, but I didn't actually listen to the notes myself.
Yeah, no, me either. But that's the news of the linemen we're kind of waiting for, is to see if and when and how they were actually deploying to the north. So. It seemed almost like a guarantee, but again, I haven't read the notes yet today because I had family stuff. But it'd be interesting if they kind of, a goon against frat kind of battle would be interesting.
Yeah, let's see the big toys come out. I would love to see that.
I know they want it.
So next is Kataran at 96 kills. And this is number what, 6?
Mm-hmm.
6?
Number 6.
And part of the Intergalactic Space Monkeys. So this is a corporation, not part of an alliance at all. They've been out there in the looks like
G4 Force. Oh, it's got to be a gate camper or something.
Gate camper,
station camper.
Yeah, stations. Let's see. What is so all of it's Jitta. 84 kills and a Hecate. And I wonder if they're are all of these, like, go into these, are these Galente kills, or are they killing also? Do they have like open war decks with me? All right, that's a Galente.
Mm-hmm. There's a big one.
So see, that's the State War Academy.
Yeah, so that's not.
Oh, because they went like pirate or something. Because there's gate guns, Concords there. Yep.
I wonder if
this guy just snuck in on the kill, but that's pure Jitta camper. Interesting.
Yeah.
Top 10.
Yeah, they've got pods, shuttles. No really big kills here, but yeah, and they're. Let me check
all
this last
Jitta.
one. I want to see what they got. Did I break my thing? No. Well, he got potted, and then I don't know. Maybe they're enticing people to fight. When you shoot them, they are getting hit by.
Well, that's Galente, so.
Interesting.
That's Federation Defense Union. I don't know why he got blown up.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I think if you're in the Galente, if you're in the Federal Defense, I don't think I would be undocking Jitta unless I was planning on losing a ship.
Yeah, I don't.
So people got to get down to No Dixie, or at least have their alt.
Just use an. Just get an alt. Yeah, just get an alt. You don't even need a like. All you have to do, just buy the ships in the systems that you're going to be in. Like Hadeles, and then ship in all the ammo if you want a cheaper ammo than what's on market there, or if you're missing something. Individuals can usually do really good at the Hungry Station in Hadeles. HQ, you can get some good prices there.
Yeah, their prices are very reasonable now, so it's just a matter of getting stuff in stock. I ran across some weird things, shield boosters that I wanted that they didn't have there. So, but they're slowly trickling in. I think people like me that are seeing that stuff and going, okay, we need these. You can do the 5 jumps to Dotix here, or have them shipped in. I'm trying to think of the one that I.
Well, they were number 7, not 6.
Oh.
Can't Kai.
Ah.
Anyways, we got Neo Alpha Sino is the next one from Dreadit. So I think we're gonna get the same kind of test alliance. Looks like Executors. What's the systems that they're fighting in? This is a guy who is in Galente space. So I mean, they are definitely not like completely absent. We see them. So there is a division that is definitely on 0.0, and there are just people that are playing in faction warfare. So it looks like this is a Renarel, Negamenon, Devin, Alderneti area kind of person. So not actually in the war front that we fight in. Primarily using Executors, Navy, Catalyst Navy issues. So using the enemy ships. Thank you for buying our ships. Getting them, getting the money over to us so that we can blow up your use of our ships as well. So you got to buy more. It's perfect. Buy more, save more. All right, let's take a look at number 9.
Yeah, Mr. Rodney Skinner from the Intergalactic Space Monkeys. No, he's finally, I think, one of the first ones we've had in a while that's actually got a negative security status. So is he gonna be a player? Oh, he's one of the Jita crews, it looks like.
Yeah, so, all pure Jita kills. So it looks like they do a good job of holding down the Jita area, those Intergalactic Space Monkeys. This is a good warning to all of you who are in Galente or Mimitar. Don't go to Jita. Just don't. You don't need to. There's no reason for you to be there. All right, let's take a look at the number 10 spot. Santa Cristina.
Poison Nest Dot. Nice.
Poison Nest Dot. Interesting.
Look,
so that's a
look
new
at that
one.
Security status. That's a security status you can be proud of.
Yeah, hovering.
5.33.
Able to be shot at. That's the best. Looks like solidly in the hook bill over in the Onasikan area, Negamenon, Nisawa. Got a breacher in there a little bit, Cormorant, a bunch of ones, but yeah, solid gameplay. Seeming a lot of solo kills out there.
Yeah, what's their big kill for the... Oh, look at this $1 billion pod. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Alexander lost a 1.12 billion disc pod.
Oh, Chandra, or Shawnee got taken down in his Prophecy Navy issue. That's, I fly with Shawnee all the time.
Oh. That's a hard loss.
All right, let's take a look at the top 10 corporations inside of the Keldari here. So starting off, we've got the State Protectorate at 748. This is the NPC corporation here. So of course the top of the character, they're not part of any alliance or anything like that. They have about 449 characters. That go over to the kills tab real quick with this.
That's kills. That's the kills lost. So there you go.
So
a little bit more accurate number.
Just ones that are actually killing, not including the people who just get farmed, is about 190 active PvPers. What kind of ship set do they use here? So they've got the Osprey Navy issue, Malediction, Federation Navy Comet, Kestrel. So yeah, pretty standard. You know, the Osprey Navy issue coming in there. Comet is really strong with the hook bill. I don't see as many people flying as I should, I feel like, of people flying the Navy Comet. It's a great ship.
I've been seeing them in conjunction with other stuff, like a hook bill Comet combo.
Yeah,
I've run across. Right.
I've seen that quite a bit.
And then they'll throw in like a slasher or something. Sometimes there's a third ship. I think I lost to Fed Navy Comet, the hook bill, and Munin. Why? I don't know, but I didn't stand a chance. That was one of those I think we talked about earlier pre-game of. So we were flying out and we were gonna go to a battlefield and couldn't get into the field. It was just too hot, so we stayed on the outside and prevented all the seagulls from getting in. So I'm sure Caldari was happy for us for doing that for him. But yeah, that was a good run. And then you had to go back to real life, and we switched FCs for a little bit. I probably should have just taken over as FC. I just wasn't in the mood. But yeah, then the fleet just kind of fell apart. So which will happen. We got separated. We got pulled apart. And then when I finally picked a fight, I thought I'd have backup, and the backup never came. So goes
the life of a militiaman.
So, but
you're not in the organized fleet. You can't. It's hard to rely on your fleet mates.
Yeah. So that's like, you know, you lose a ship sometimes. But if it's in a good fight like that, I'm okay with it. You know, those are the, you know, I don't like to fly dumb and lose dumb, because, you know, it's usually how it happens. But if I'm flying well and getting outnumbered and outgunned, I can do that as long as I'm happy with the way I'm flying. So.
Yeah, and it looks like they're primarily over in Negamenon here.
Yeah, so they're involved with the big flip. These guys were in there very hard.
Onasikin, of course, is getting a lot of fighting. Devon, Sujarento, Aboon, a lot in Tama, actually. I'm always like surprised. What are you guys doing in Tama? Like I'll find people in Plexes in Tama when it is a back line system with no contested amount at all, and there's like a Caldari running a Plex, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, who are you? This is not a place to Plex to get for any reason. There's just not. You're just wasting your time. You're gonna get like no LP. All right, let's take a look at what's number 2.
Wait, where'd it go? Should I go back one more?
Yes.
Oh, no.
You're on the state right now. Yep, Protector.
Ah, there you go. So that's going to bring us down to try to make sure we're still on kills yet. So it's Dreadit with their CEO, Baldur Kilgannon, and they're with the Test Alliance.
Only 37 active characters. That's interesting. So, and only 29 of them are actually PvP, like causing kills in the last 7 days at least.
Yeah, but so as a corp though, some of them are coming out of the 0.0. We've got some in Reno, Nagamanan, Abnal, Onasikin. So
yeah, it looks like Pure Blind is like the top 2 at 67 and 62, but you know, there is definitely activity. So they're kind of like split, you know, pretty well down on who's hanging out in 0.0, who's hanging out. Interesting.
A lot of Eagles. The Zekra Navy issue, which I think we're going to start seeing these popping up even a lot more. This is just such a formidable ship. I was flying them the other night. They're great.
Yeah, they are a lot of fun. You can get so much damage with DPS with blasters if you want, and you can also play at range really well with them because of the massive fall off bonus that you get.
Yeah, but when you're shooting stuff at 120k out, that's pretty cool. So,
all right, let's take a look at the next corporation here. So next corporation is the United Caldari Navy. Part of the alliance is the United Caldari Space Command. So this is one of their top, number 3. They've got looks like 46 active characters altogether, or no, for characters that kill. That's pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, primarily flying the Osprey, the Caracal, the Merlin, Obscure Navy issue, and looks like there's a little bit of fighting that they did in 1DQ Good Space for 11 kills there, but primarily hanging out in Megamenen, 86 kills there. Maklamad, 41. So this is Megamenen, yep, and Onasikin, 38. So yeah, they've been pretty solidly fighting in the systems that we're fighting in.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Maklamad push in a while, so
yeah,
it's interesting to see people fighting up from there. 'Cause that's like our deep south. So,
all right,
Ospreys.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at what do we got next on the list here.
We got the Poison Nest out of the Kaldari State. Scorpio D is their CEO. Got 33 active killers. And it's like their primary ships are going to be the Navy Hookbill, Algos, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Retribution, Thrasher Fleet issue, Scythe Fleet issue. Executor, Caldera Navy issue, Osprey Navy issue. All Navy issues. Nice. And they're big in the Onasikin, so they're going for that push. Nagamanen, Nasawa, Aboon, and Tama.
Awesome. All right, let's take a look at the next corporation here. So this is the Revenant Defense Corporation, run by John Revenant. So he is somebody that he always has got a fleet out and about, kicking ass, taking names. I read is their alliance, which is the Aishikar Rata Enforcement Directive. Otherwise, it's known as IRED. Everybody knows IRED. Looks like they are primarily flying the Execure Navy issue, the Federation Navy Comet. Harpies still seeing them in a lot of Harpies. I think they've been playing on gates and stuff like that and just catching people using that Harpy fleet still. So as much as people are like, there's no there's no point to T2 anymore or Garmer. Actually, we were camping outside of the battlefield when they were controlling the battlefield, and I called out this what was that, Friday, that I was like, we gotta get a Garmer, like get out your Garmers, guys. I know that you're not using them for anything anymore, so we needed to camp this gate because with the battlefield and camping outside of the so it still can do a lot of stuff outside of plexes, like especially on the acceleration gate of plexes and battlefields, where you want something that can point out to 80, 90 kilometers or whatever you can get when you're totally going nuts on it.
Uh-oh, someone shot your capsule frozen.
Yeah, that happens quite often. I let that happen quite often.
Oh, they took your stabber too. Yeah, you do. I noticed that in your streams.
I'm fine with getting shot at, or getting my pod lost, because I don't do drugs really. Maybe a little bit. But I also don't have any implants ever, because I don't need them. It's a waste of money.
Yeah, so they are doing a lot of gate camping here, as you can see.
Waste of time, actually.
Their top kill locations are Stargates here, so.
Oh, yeah.
Top 4, so.
Negamenen solidly at the top of 99 kills in Negamenen. So, yep, John Revenant has definitely been controlling that area. Not as much in Onasikin as I would expect. So, they're really over more in the Devon, Hazmajala, Sutrento area that he's been keeping. It's interesting how there isn't a lot of, needing to roam around to find kills anymore. It's almost better to stay in a spot and just, this is where the kills are going to happen. Eventually there's going to be enemies that are going to try and come in here and just have to murder them. All right, let's look at that next corporation here.
So, yeah, the Colonial Defense Ministry. They're part of the Templis Kelsif. And they are 18 active characters. And, oh, look at that. So a lot of Caracal, Osprey Navy issue, Imperial Navy Slicer, and Caldari Hookbills, Stabbers. And they're going to be in the Nagamon, Devon, Sargento, Follett area.
Yeah, no, that definitely been putting a lot of pressure on the Suturento.
There's the Ice Steve Tyler, friend of the show.
Oh ho!
One of his losses.
Yeah, there's
and Brave
a little bit of wormhole. Look at the wormhole. They got some good wormhole kills right there. At the very top there. There's J13333. They killed a Loki, a Tengu, Praxis, Cyclone. Wow. Nice little jump there. All right, let's take a look at the next kills here. Highest kill member. All right, so it would be the Space Traffic Control. So they have about 25 active PvPers out there and about 191 kills in the last 7 days. Primarily going to be flying out there with the Cormorant Navy issue, the Caldari Navy Hookbill, the Thrasher, the Osprey Navy issue, a little bit of a Condor, and Tristan action out there. Moa is also a really tanky, good baity ship to have. And primarily in the Negamenon, Sujarento, and a Seiken area. Yeah, pretty standard. Where the fighting is happening, this is where you're going to be seeing a lot of the kills here. Let's move on to the next corporation here.
And the Caldari Tactical Group. And they have 25 active killers with 169 kills. And Drake Navy issue, 66 kills, nice. Corax, Dragoon, Elgos, Navy Hookbill, Cormorant Navy issue, Thrashers. And they're going to have kind of a mix. They're going to be up in that Pureblind area, but also looks like quite a few kills in Onasiket and Nagamon area.
Oh, interesting. Go into that D6SK. I just want to see where that is. Is that Pureblind?
Oh, Fathopolis. Oh. I assumed and I was wrong. So, yeah, they're down in Fathopolis a lot.
Interesting. So that's down in the southeast area of the galaxy. Interesting.
Yeah, which the big blocks are saying that they're giving up and going to let small groups take space in there.
Yeah, maybe
I think that'd be interesting if that actually happens.
All right, what do we got on the next corporation here? The Intergalactic Space Monkeys. So we've been talking about these guys already. Interestingly enough, only 3 characters that are PvPing out there. I'm going to guess that they're all in Jeddah. Although Teal'c does get outside of... he's only got 4 kills on the board right now.
Mm-hmm.
He does get outside. Looks like their Hecate is their favorite here. And Jeddah... Yeah, so I think the Sujarento, Tama, Onasiken is being done by Teal'c. I see him out there. But the rest of them... There's just a few kills that were done by Teal'c there. But all of the rest are in Jeddah. These are Jeddah campers. And they get... they got on the top 10 corporations last 7 days just by being in Jeddah, pretty much. Kind of proves that you're not getting anything special, but you might get some special stuff, but it's going to be a lot of really small stuff.
And I'm not recognizing any of these pilots offhand, so that could be the ones we fly with regularly in our section, our neck of the woods. So, but I pretty much think if the people we fly with down in the south here are either buying local and staying local, or like you and I, have stuff shipped in by alts.
Right.
And rounding out the top 10 is going to be Sheriff Dot. And another small alliance, about 11 characters that are active. And the Scythe Fleet issue is there. Well, I guess it's tied with 16 with Osprey Navy, Drake Navy. And then you got Condor Slasher, Comets, Navy Slicer, Navy Cormorant.
Yeah, primarily the Negamenon areas where these guys hang out and have been pushing for the last 7 days. Devon, though, a little bit, Hazmajala, which all right in that same area. Yeah,
they're staying within those 4 systems, though, so right where all the fighting's been happening the last week, so... I'm trying to see if any... Oh, there's a Frozen Fallout loss.
Lost my Comet to him solo. Ouch.
Therian, your Catalyst Navy, Therian.
Oh, I lost a Stabber as well.
I wonder if you were in a group or solo. Do you group in your Stabber at all? Mostly I see you up soloing with it.
I'll group with it to a certain degree for sure. But yeah, it's a lot of the time my Playmobil, I just go try and pester, a small group of frigates to come and try and chase me. So that puts us at the top 10 of the corporations. We're going to take a quick look here at the top 10 of the alliances, and really the last 4 are just really small groups, it looks like. But Test Alliance, please ignore, is top of the board. Executor of that alliance is Upvote. Looks like they have about 37 active PvPers with about 660 kills. Let's take a look at the top corporations here. We've got Dreadit, Doomed Awokes Incorporated, the Siberian Legacy at 12, the Machiavellian Empire, and the Phoenix Uprising. So really just Dreadit pretty much, with almost all of the kills coming from there, 43. With a little bit of a mention from the other corporation, but primarily it looks like they are in 0.0, the same kind of look that we kind of had when we went to Dreadit, but there is some activity definitely in like Renarel and Negamenon, Albanal, Jidda, a little bit of in Onasikin, so not really as, a good amount maybe in Negamenon, but all right, let's take a look at what do we got for number 2.
Is that right? Did I throw one? That's gonna be the United Caldari Space Command, and they're at 111 pilots. And that's going to be your Unified Caldari Navy Sheriff Dot Outer Path.
Yep. So we already went over them. So that's their corporation.
But Osprey, Catalyst, Navy Issues, Condor, Hookbill, Slicer.
Yeah,
they're going to be primarily the Nagathevan.
Yeah, we went over this already when we talked about that corporation. Because it's just that corp, So they're kind of like us, where we've got the Alliance and just one corporation that's part of the Alliance. What do we got for the next organization, next alliance that makes the top 10? You got to go back one.
Oh, is that the problem? I'm still up one. All right. Oh, there we go.
So I read, top 10 here, getting in the 3rd place spot. Looks like with about 32 active characters. What's the corporations here? So the corporations are Revenant Defense Corporation with 260, with being the majority, but they do have the Susutu Interstellar Security, Onaki Rata Internal Watch, the south of the Haven. So yeah, they've got some smaller corporations here that kind of comprise the bigger I read group here. So primarily out there in Eris's, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's new.
That's a 0.0. I mean, they've got 53 kills with it, and I'm not seeing... I mean, maybe that's all of their 0.0 kills come from the Eris, but that's interesting. The Executor Navy issue, though, Osprey, Federation Navy Comet, Hecate, Harpy, these are the ships of choice. Of course, the Caldari Navy Hookbill. A little bit of the Drake Navy issue, not as much as I expected, because they do fly a lot with those Drake Navies.
It does seem like it. Hey,
But yeah, primarily in Nega, Hazmajala, Devon, Sujarento, but they are peeking out into 0.0 a little bit here with a few of those systems. Alright, let's go on to the next alliance.
Yeah, next is going to be Temple Calcif. And 18 players with 243 kills. And that's going to be the Caracal Osprey Navy issue. Imperial Navy Slicer, Navy Hookbill, Stabbers. And they're going to be the Naga Devon Sorrento Fillet.
Interesting.
So.
Yeah, out there.
There's IC Tyler. So, yeah, so a little bit of bleed over from the prior lists. But... Oh, and Riot.
Yeah, so Riot is really the last of the like high kill scoring people, with about 24 active PvPers in the corporation or in the alliance. They do have, it's like 4 or 5 corporations that are actively PvPing right now. The Priesthood looks like their number 1 top killing corporation, though, at 111. Unsteady at 79, coming in second. Charlie Foxtrot Balls Deep Division coming in at a solid 78 kills. And then really on the lower end, they've got Super Douche Crew at 38 kills and Riot at 15. So definitely a lot of people that I don't believe any of them made the top 10. Actually, did they? Like the characters or the even the Priesthood is not high enough on the kill count, I don't think, but making it up there for, you know, and I heard like as soon as Riot came in, people are like, oh my god, Riot's in. So I don't know if how long they've been exactly in this space, but looks like they were flying around a lot in Punishers, Gnosises. Yeah. That's interesting.
Now, because Riot comes from a history of high-sec ward deck, right? Like, kind of
I believe so.
Flag thing? So, I mean, that's where I know them from, I think, but...
Yeah, it does look like they are fighting in... they are killing Pandemic Horde in Jeddah. You can see a bunch of the kills at the top there. Caracal. Punisher. So yeah, let's take a look. Where are they fighting? They got Devon, Valor, Aboon, Fleet. So they are, you know, in the main combat areas. Jeddah's not even on here. Primarily in Devon. Looks like they are in Valor, though, doing a lot of kills inside of the Galente high-sec system. So be aware. Valor is probably pretty hot now.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that makes sense, because to go through, they'll have a Gnosis and... where do I normally see them in? There's like a Kiki. They'll have a Kiki and a Gnosis on the Valor gate as you jump in.
Yeah.
So
yeah, be aware, Riot is out there. So let's take a look at the next alliance here. So this is where things are starting to drop off on kills. Because yeah, we go down to like, I think we can just give them some honorable mentions here.
There you go.
But we've got Stray Dogs. Dot has 15 kills. Noble Order of the Greatly Angered Leagues at 8 kills. Converter Die has 3 kills. Federation of Liberty has 3 kills, and Global Defense Initiative Dot has 1 kill. And yeah, as a faction overall, it definitely looks like you know, Caldari Navy Hookbill is number 1 on killing, I think, if you go back.
Sorry, I'll go back.
Yeah, Caldari Navy Hookbill out there in pushing a lot of the PvP kills there. They've got the Osprey Navy issue, Executor Navy issue, Thrasher Fleet issue, Hecate, Federation Navy Comet, and so a lot of things that you kind of expect. There's a Caracal down there at making number 10. So yeah, solid little look at what we've got for the Caldari. They do favor their Caldari ships. It is interesting how much, you do see bleed over from both sides, but, it's a lot of favoritism to flying the ships that your faction produces now, because it's so easy to produce, I think, those things for yourselves. And I know that I've got like hundreds of different Navy Federation Galente ships now, from battle cruisers down, just because I can easily build them. All right, so anything else that we want to go over before we kind of close things down? I think that's all from me.
No, join the weather effort. Have some fun.
Yeah.
Some stuff.
See you all at FanFest. All right, well, thank you.
I don't know
go ahead.
If you noticed, because I've been having them pop up on the sides here of like ATV tours and stuff in Iceland. There's been some of the stuff that popped up because I've been researching. So.
Yeah, yep, I've got to find some cool things to do for sure. I know my friend Samson, our other co-host, he is super excited. He's got a bunch of stuff planned as well.
What's funny is prior Ed, there was No Man's Sky. Oh, one other mention. So tomorrow is actually my Eve birthday. So 3 years old tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
And No Man's Sky was actually the game I was looking to play when I saw the Eve ad popped up. And clicked on that, saw the video, said maybe that would be fun. And,
oh, wow.
Yeah, that was history. So yeah, here I am 3 years later.
Oh,
because
great.
I didn't play old No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky is a very different game. Fun game, very different.
Yeah. So good choice.
Yeah. So thank you all so much for watching. If you're interested in joining up with the war effort, go ahead and put an application in at Golden Age Stories in-game. We are the Federation Frontline Alliance. And if you're interested in checking us out live, you can always watch us on Twitch every Sunday at 2300 Eve time. That's about 5 p.m. Central Time, depending on daylight savings. The time does kind of jump around, actually, but and if you
only for a little while.
Yeah.
As soon as they pass the vote, we'll have one solid time here.
Yeah, that would be great. And if you missed the show live, you can always watch it or listen to it on our podcast, the Federation Frontline Report. You'll find that on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, pretty much any podcasting platform out there. There's a video format, and then there's the just pure audio. So we try to use some visual stuff, but hopefully if there's any problems just listening to our podcast, definitely let us know, and we can make some adjustments. Always, of course, always looking for feedback. Check out our website, thefederationfrontline.com, for more information on our alliance, our podcast, and more on EVE Online, as well as all of our friends that people who've come onto the show. They have websites and stuff. Check that out. And if you have any news that you'd like us to talk about on the show, if you'd like to be a guest, or if you'd like to talk about an after action report, or have us report something onto the news, just send an email to Frozen Fallout in-game, and I'd be happy to put that out there. Well, thank you everybody for watching, and have a great night.
Yeah, good night, everybody.